Hello everybody, Thorgal here, and welcome back to another episode of my modded Let's Play series. You guys see, a couple things changed in the area here. I did some beautifications because I got really tired of all the ground torches that we had in the area here. There was over 40. Ooh, and a lily grew. That's always good. And you guys see I think I had that last episode already. Some endstone here that you can make in the smeltery. What you do is you drop a ender pearl in there. Let me show you guys. Into the smeltery, and that makes you 250 millibuckets of that stuff here, resonant ender. I gotta find the smelter. There we go. And then there's two ways you can make endstone, and I recommend you doing the one with the obsidian because you see it only costs 50 millibuckets. So for one ender pearl, you can make 5 endstone. If you use sandstone, you get 1 for 1. So that is how I made the endstone over here. And I've been keeping up on harvesting that as much as I can because, well, we need ender pearls. Always do. So, I wanted to get rid of the side torches and wanted to switch to these powered lanterns. I need to sleep right now because you guys see in the area here, there's a lot of red right now because they are not powered. We're going to power them right now. And you see this new building I just went to sleep in here. I put a bed here because I was building over here for so long. This is going to be our pneumatic craft building. We're gonna spend some time in here in a bit to set up and automate the pneumatic craft stuff that we played with the last episode. And this is the building. I did not do decorating yet, and this is still my favorite building over here. I think it looks really good. I'm very happy how I built this one. This one over here is okay. The end is good. But this one is very boring. It has a lot of flat parts, like right here. You see this entire wall is flat. But I was thinking of when we get to the drones, ooh, out of eggs, then we're gonna set up the charging stations here. I think we're gonna have one or multiples. I don't exactly know how they work yet, but we'll get to those soon. So, I wanted to get rid of the ground torches because I built the building and I also went around, and you guys see the fence goes all the way around the property here now. This peninsula. I did the retaining walls here every once in a while with the wood and so on, and I really like it. I did not use the wrath iron fence like we have over here because I'm not a fan of it anymore. I really liked it initially when we put it down, but I don't think it looks that good anymore. So I'm gonna leave it around this building, and I want you guys to tell me which one you like better. The wrought iron, what is it called? Wrought. I don't even know how you pronounce that. Wrought? Iron fence? Or just the regular wooden fence? I am personally a fan of the wooden fence, but if you guys tell me, hey, I think this one looks much better, then I'm going to replace them all once I have enough iron. So, these powered lanterns here stop mob spawning in a 32 block radius. And of course, I have more than I need in the area because I also want to use them as ambient lighting here in the area, right? At the intersection here, around the buildings and so on. I do like torches on fences and also on buildings and so on. I like those. I just cannot stand floor torches. I don't like them. And so we're going to use these to stop spawns here. And let's say, you know, there's an area, I don't know, let's say right there. That is too dark, then we're gonna make some nice lighting here, you know, with bushes and whatever. Like I think I did over here. You guys see there's hidden lighting and so on. Something like that. But I want to power these with solar because we have a triple water wheel here. I added a triple water wheel to the pneumatic craft building. We have 8 ancient warfare water wheels behind the inn and 2 more over there. And that's about the limit in this area of water wheels I want. Maybe, you know, up in our mansion, in our magic mansion that we're gonna have to start doing things soon. I'm gonna add some more or whatever, but I don't want any more in this area. I think this is good enough. So, I wanted to go to solar power. I have not used these before. I know how they work, but I could never really automate them in a way that they made sense to me. So, how does this work? By default, when it does not have a redstone signal, right now, it charges. And when you give it a redstone signal, then it gives the power off to a network here, for example. Let me demonstrate that real quick. Here is that thing. Can we put you on here? Yes, okay. And go from here to obstructed. What? How are you obstructed? Looks like a clear line of sight to me. What is happening here? Maybe from this side? No. Well, just take my word for it. Right now, it would not give off any power because it doesn't have a redstone signal. When you put a redstone signal, then it gives off. But I also noticed that I made this energy cell because this thing only holds 100,000 RF. And I have so far, what is that? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 of these, and they need 2 RF a tick. So that'd be what, 18 RF a tick? By multiplied by 10 minutes. So a lot. So I don't think that 100,000 is going to be enough for an entire night cycle. So I made this battery right here. And when you put that on there, first I did it the wrong way. I had the input in the back. You guys are going to see here. It is now charging. But then after a short while, it will actually, because it's full, stop charging. And you see that change to output for about 1,000 RF. And then switch back to charging. And so on. And there's always a cooldown, right? So I said, I would like this to, you know, just always give up its entire charge when it's full. And then turn it on again when it's empty. So that's what we're going to do right now. Oh, by the way, also, the way I had it first was the typical, you guys have probably seen this a few times. Let me get something here. Like that. Put a redstone torch on here. And then we do something like that. So, now, during the day, you disable this torch so there's nothing happening, right? It's charging. But then when it's night, redstone will turn on and turn it to output. But again, this wasn't smart enough for my taste. I wanted this to be smarter. So the way I was thinking of setting this up was we're gonna put, I had it back here I needed this one extra space, so I just had to move the whole setup. But we're gonna have one comparator over here that is going to check against a redstone signal of 15. Okay? So, we gotta turn this on. So because this is full right now, you see it's 100,000 RF, it actually gives out the redstone signal of 15. And if it's not full, like it's missing 1 RF, it only gives a redstone signal of 14, which means this would not be on because I'm comparing it to the 15 coming from the side here, right? So this will only trigger when we have a redstone signal of 15. And then over here, we're going to have another comparator that I want to use for when there is no redstone. So when this thing is empty, 0 redstone is going to come out, right? And the way we can do this is, we're actually not going to know when it has 0, but it's going to turn off the cycle here. And because I need to have a redstone torch over here, so we're going to come to, let's see, about, actually, what if I put this right there? Connecting? No. Okay. My bad. We're going to put it right there. And now run it into that. And here is going to be a redstone torch. So you guys see right now, this is disabled. Because I'm getting whatever, it's as long as it's giving me at least 1 redstone. So it's not completely empty. The signal gets boosted with the repeater here to 15 and turns off this torch. That's the whole reason we need the repeater. And then from here, we're going to have a redstone signal. And also over here. And there. And in the middle here is the magic block that I want to use. You guys see I also played around with a programmable RedNet controller. But I couldn't get this to do what I wanted it to do. But here we're going to put this right there. Okay. So actually right now I need this to be on because it's coming from... Oh no, it was correct. My bad. Like that. Okay, you guys see every time this gets a redstone signal, it switches the input. The output, sorry. So right now it's going to the left, but we're not going to use this. So it will only trigger this way. Okay, I just slept the night away because it was getting dark and there's too many red spots here. So right now it is redstone 15, okay? Because the solar generator is full. So I want it to discharge into my energy cube that I'm going to set up in a minute. And so we got to give this a signal. Now you guys see this flipped, right? And it gives this a redstone signal. So now it's set to give your energy away. It's not going to charge. Now once this solar generator is empty, so no more redstone coming out, this one will turn off, which will turn this redstone torch on, which powers this, which now turns it back off. And then it charges. Once it gets to 15, this gets triggered again. So this one will always empty it when it's full, and when it's empty, it's going to switch it to, collect the energy. So that is how this is supposed to work. Now my only problem I'm having here right now is I guess we can, because I want to put another part here. So I guess I'm gonna put this energy cell right here. And I am wondering, I have to test this now. I do want to put another one on top because I learned that apparently when you put these connectors here directly on the energy cube, you always get the obstructed. It's I don't know why. But anyway, now we put this and connect it. So think. There we go. So now they're all on, right? But it's in the daytime, so now it's discharging. I don't want that. And I want to see if I can put this thing right on it. And it stopped. Good. Because I have it set to redstone control low. So if there's a signal, don't give up power. And it will only get a signal when it's daytime, when we don't need the lights, right? So now when it turns night, this energy cube is going to be set to give you power away. And now we just got to set the back here, close, and input on the bottom. And you see it is discharging. And now I'm going to wait until this is... How much time do I have left? Okay, enough. It takes... You guys see it discharges really slow. Is that because of this thing right here? I don't have any stronger one. Maybe I should make one. This is kind of ridiculous how slow this is. Why is this so slow? I mean, it's charging faster than it's discharging. How much do these ducts give over? I think 80, right? Or is it 200? I don't even know. Ardent. Leadstone. 200 RF a tick. Yeah, this is definitely not filling with 200 RF a tick. This is more like 200 RF a second. But anyway, I'm gonna wait out until this is done. Until it's completely empty, so you guys can see what happens when it is empty. Alright, this should be happening any second now. It doesn't happen at 0, but... Come on, any second, there we go. You guys saw there was no more redstone coming out, so this turned off, which enabled the torch for a split second. Turned this on, which turned it off, and now it is back to charging. Once it's full, this gets 15. Which then allows the signal to pass through because the comparator says, yes, I have 15, which toggles it back over and goes back to discharging. And I like this system a lot, actually. It takes up a lot of room, but that is fine. And I was busy building this little hut here. I didn't want this to be a whole building, just like a... You know those... Like when you go into industrial areas and they just have these little boxes for... transformers and so on to put them away. I kind of figured this is what I want to build here. A little bit pumpkins, and I built a custom tree in the back because I wanted it to hang over the roof because, you know, it's not very pretty, but hiding it away like this, little scaffolding over here, has no purpose, but it's a decoration. Now I'd like to continue with the pneumatic craft setup that we started last time, and I said that I want to, you know, put it in its own building and automate it somewhat, especially the plastic production. And I set up everything over here and prepared it the same way, just, you know, cleaner. Then we had it over in the inn, and the blast chamber here, that's what it's called, right? Pressure chamber is a little bit bigger this time. And I also just made 2 more put them like this. Servos, this time we're gonna use the reinforced servo because I want the items to get pumped in faster. There's also an upgrade that I saw that makes these chambers here, I think it shows us right here, information? No? Upgrades, there we are. The speed upgrade. The floodgates of the interface will open close faster, meaning items can be transported quicker. But for all this stuff here, let's go back to Nomadic Craft. All the things that I want to continue in Nomadic Craft, let's see here real quick, is where is the speed? Right here, this thing. Oh, lubricant. What are you? How do I make you? Probably out of one of these things here. It takes the diesel in the thermo-pneumatic processing plant. Okay, that is very interesting. So that means I might need a... No, I don't really want to have a second one of these. I just need to then change the output, I guess. That's going to be tricky. But anyways, you guys see... Oh, I never put the oil drum up here. Where do I want to put this thing? I think we're going to put that against you. And then come down here and put this guy in here. And let's go ahead and have all these fluids start pumping, right? You're filling with oil, perfect. And you're gonna automatically extract you, and you. Okay. And then I'm not gonna open this yet, but this is gonna go into here, this L... Liquid plastic. Oh, whoa. That's the wrong one. I forgot. Where'd it go? I should have another drum. Oh no, I didn't have a drum. Yes, of course. I remember now. Silly me. Let's go ahead and get rid of these two real quick, because we pumped it directly into this machine, and then from there we pumped it into this drum. That's how we had it. Okay. I'm glad it was... And this right here, oops, I can just disconnect right there. Okay, so this LGP or whatever the thing is called up here is going to go into this machine. And then from here, how are we going to do that? I do want this to be pumped into the drum. Alright, you get out of here for a second. Let's come up. Can I pump out of the side? I don't know. So let's connect this here, and this is where we're going to put the plastic drum. There we go. And now we can put this plastic mixer here, and then take the fluid duct, and from here we can turn this on and off when we want to. I should probably... Let's do that. Let's put a lever here, and set this to redstone high. Yes. So if I flip this lever, the plastic is going to get pumped in here. And then we had the dyes to put in here. There, and there. And I can make more green right now because I got the cactus farm right here. But, so, I put the 5 air compressors over here, and they're all connected together right there. Going up, going over to the pressure chamber, and then going over here to this vortex tube. To this vortex tube. This guy right here doesn't need anything when we make plastic sheets with it. We learned that last time. So, but the thing is that the problem we had last time is, you know, I want these to just go. I want to go be able to do other things, and this system just keeps going, but I want to make sure that we don't blow up, right? And for that, I decided I'm going to put this safety tube module right here, right? And you guys see, when you look on the bottom right on Wayla, it shows applied redstone 0, threshold 7.5 bars. And if you recall last time when we hovered over this, it says here, redstone times 0.5. So for every strength of redstone we give this safety module, the threshold goes down by 0.5. So in order, I would like this to open and let off the pressure at 4.5 bar, because I don't trust it, because in last time when we reached the 5, when it just touched the red, these machines, the pipes started blowing up in these machines. So I'd rather set this to 4.5, right? So we got to give this a redstone signal of 6. And for that, we're going to use rednet cables. And I have something ready in the basement. Come on. Here we go. So let's go down. I think that's going to work out really good. I have a chest here with items in it that I'm going to show you in just a second. Just want to disconnect this and that. And we're going to use a comparator, okay, against this chest because I want to send a variable redstone signal in here, right? So if I would just, put a lever or something, it gives us 15. The other way I could get a redstone signal of 6 is just, have a long trail of redstone that ends up being 6 right here. Well, but there's an easier way, much more compact right there. And if you check, right now we have redstone chicken whaler power of 6 because I have 10 shovels in here. Now, I could put on 10 stacks of cobble in here, but I just, this is so cheap to make. And how the comparator reads this is when a chest is empty, it has 0 redstone, right? And if it's full, it's 15. But we can't do something like this, okay? Actually, I can't. I don't really... let's do it. Give me all of these. See, if I put 10 pieces of stone in here, the redstone is still only power of 1. Because it actually counts the total amount. I can still store 63 more stone in the stack here. Right? So the comparator is actually smart enough that it knows, hey, this field cannot take anything anymore. And that's why I'm using something that does not stack. So now we're getting redstone power of 6 upstairs. Let's go there real quick. And you guys are going to see right here when I hover over this, the threshold is now 4.5 bar. So that's pretty cool, right? But I wanted to have one more thing here as well. I want to just have a lever here. So I want to leave all the steam out for whatever reason, okay? And just flip this, and you guys see it triggers this and lets the steam out. So this is like my master override, or whatever you want to call it. And it is very dark over here now, so let's put a torch. Nothing can spawn on these anyway, because immersive engineering concrete mobs cannot spawn, and of course we have all these new powered lanterns here. Check it out, by the way, at night now. How cool does this look, this area? I'm really happy. I'm really, really happy how this lighting is now. It's ambient lighting. It's not no torches. It's not super bright, but it's still bright enough for YouTube. So I'm very pleased with this. So now we got this under control right here. Okay, so I can let this run as long as I give it fuel, and the system will never have more than 4.5 bar. Nothing should explode. Is it gonna be able to keep up with everything? I don't know yet. That's something that I was not able to test or figure out. But we'll see. We can just always add 5 more of these if we want. So, the other thing I want to put here is a whatchamacallit thing here, the external heater in a furnace. I just need my hammer here real quick, so I can give this an output directly here. If I put this here, we learned this, I think, last time. I need to have power. Okay, so let's see here real quick. I need to have that redstone flux, unfortunately. So let me disable this again, and I guess we're gonna just set it right here and have the redstone. Oh, no, I remember now. I needed to set the input. This thing has an input. You need to set the power input with... Was it not the... Oh, it just took a second. For some reason, sometimes this IE just takes a while. They turn off. Okay, what I want to see is if I shift right-click, does it change it to the back one? Yes, it does. Okay, so now, in case it forgets it, I'm gonna be able to set this. Okay, it's not getting power yet, so let's shift right-click this. There we go. So I can't place it directly. My bad. So now I got this external heater going here, and now if I put a furnace right there, and I put something inside to cook, I should probably pick some up real quick. Oh, 2 more ender pearls. I'll harvest them in a minute. I have a ton of oak over here. I just fill my inventory, 2 stacks. And we are going to put... Okay, I'm gonna put this barrel right there. And I need to break these. I don't want to get the axe out. I don't have any room. So we're just gonna break this by hand real fast. There we go. Okay, so now I can put all this wood in here. Now the plan is, oops, that's too much, to have this right here get supplied. If you put it in from the top with wood, that's gonna make it charcoal, which I'm in turn going to pump into this barrel. So we're gonna have to get rid of this torch here. And oh boy, I don't think I have another reinforced server. I'm gonna use that for now. Oh, I forgot, I never put these two in here. I said I'm going to put reinforced servers on these this time, so they pump out faster. You see a stack of up to 64 at a time. So if I put a stack of iron block in here, it should put them all in there much faster this time. So I guess we need, what is this here? Fluid duct. I need my item ducts right there. And then I can never remember. Do I need to pump out from underneath, or can I pump out from the side? I guess we shall see. Disconnect, disconnect. And let's check this first. Now, you have to pump out from underneath. Okay. Hello? Thank you. And right there. Bam, bam. Unlock. Can I reach the servo? No. Gonna have to go down real quick. And now we can set this to always, and that charcoal should come out. There we go. And it's gonna go up into that barrel. And I have a lever right here next to this transfer node. And that means it does not... you can turn it off. You can disable it that way, okay? That's what I wanted. And I can put the rest in there. And we can start making more charcoal right here. The goal is to later have oak wood come from the tree farm in the village to here. To keep this endless supplied. Okay? Now, I decided to use a transfer node on this distribution here, because that way I can use hyper rationing pipes. And what these do is they will keep one item in here at all times. So what's going to happen is once I turn this on, it's going to put one charcoal in here, it's going to use it, and then it's going to put one in there, one. And then it's going to put one more in each one of them, so this field holds one at all times. So check it out. I think we have everything, right? This is set up. Everything over here is set up. Let's go. Make me steam. Pressured air. I keep saying steam, but you guys know what I mean. See? It used one, but it keeps one in here. The only bad thing about this, I guess, is that it will keep a stack in here. But it's still much better for me to see how much charcoal do I have left. And this seems to be trucking along nicely here. So, we got our pressurized air automated. And now, well, this thing is gonna need a while to heat up. We need this at 100 degrees. This one over here, I don't remember what the degree was for that. LPG. Oh man, I totally forgot that we need coal for this. To make the actual liquid plastic. I totally forgot about that. So, I don't even know how much coal I have. Okay, I have some. So let me get a stack here for today. And I can always get... I have a few blocks also, you guys saw, but... And I think I have a ton of... whatchamacallit? Whole ore as well. But this is fine. I really want to make plastic, so it comes over here. So now we got this automated. And it should be able to keep up. Now we're just going to have to see how long it takes for... because this is a lot of stuff to fill with pressurized air. if this reaches 100 degrees comfortably. Once it's reached, it should, you know, stay stable. But I am not sure how long, if it can reach it. We'll see. Only time will tell. So the other thing is that I need to work on now is the things that I want to get to in pneumatic craft are the drones, but in order to do all that, we need to work on, let me just show you, this stuff right here. The assembly machines. We need to get these going, but to craft these, so we're gonna need to make an assembly controller, an assembly platform, which is like the work table from how they explain it here. We need an I/O unit, at least one, a drill, a laser. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. Okay? And then the recipes down here, you see that all of these things need printed circuits. Okay? And printed circuits, right there, are made like this. We need the transistors, which are made in the pressure chamber with black plastic. Oh, compressed iron and redstone. This thing right here is made with cyan plastic, compressed iron and redstone. And the unassembled PCB, this thing right here that we need, you also make... Oh, sorry, I need this thing right there. We also make in the pressure chamber with green plastic and compressed iron. Okay? So why don't we start with this here? I want to make like... Does not despawn. I don't know what this means, by the way, that durability bar. So I think we're going to make one first. And here is my problem. What I would like to do, last time what we did is we had locked section and black. Okay? So as soon as I took one out, it made the next black one. What I would like to see is, because, you know, if I only need one green, I would like the thing to only make one green. How cool would that be? So I guess we're going to try this now. Let's fill this machine up once so it is full. Oh, man. But I'm going to need a lot of plastic. That looks pretty cool. I didn't notice that last time. So now we have an even number and I can turn this off. I actually don't know if it's going to put the rest in there or not. But we'll see. Okay. So now let's see. I need one green. What if I click here? That is actually really cool. I like that. And we're still down to 16. Okay. So I'm pretty sure that for that lubricant or whatever we make with this one, we're probably going to need another one of these as well. So I would like to try this here first, how this is going to work. So we're going to put one of these and one of these. We're going to make one of these circuit boards just because I need to see if they are being used up or not when you use them. Because of that durability bar. Okay, so let's check here again. Unassembled PBC. So we need this stuff right here. We need this. We need a platform, I/O unit, laser. So that means I need two of these. And the program, assembly program laser. Okay, how do I make you? Assembly program laser. Emadron tablet. What is this? What's happening? Okay, Emadron tablet. Oh my. Oh my. Gray plastic, a GPS tool, which is easy to make. I need that. And an air canister. Okay, so why don't I make this here real quick? So I just made this Emadron tablet. I'm a little bit worried because it says right-click on inventory to allow it to provide items to vendors. Because I know there is a pneumatic craft vendor that makes a lot of that, but it shows a 0 bar, right? So we're gonna need to charge this. And where's the thing I just saw here? There's a charging module. I'm not sure what that is for, but I found this charging table. And so we're gonna make that first here. What am I missing? Oh, I need a pressure pipe right there. Okay, And then, how many emeralds do I have? Oh, plenty. Okay, so let's take half of what I have right here. Got most of them from the mansion, if you guys remember. Now, where are we gonna put this thing here? How are we doing on temperature? This one got hot super fast. 116. This guy here is slowly coming up. I don't know where I'm gonna put this charging table. Why don't I put that here for now? Okay, it's gotta be turned that way. Okay, shows pressure 1.2. Oh, it's charging. Pretty nifty. I think that these we're going to use later to also charge the drones, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm gonna have to wait for this. Well, do I need to wait for 10? Let's just see what happens when I right-click this here. Aha! Order, add trade. So we need this thing right here. Buying vendor in basket 0. Put your own items to be able to purchase by other players. Order the items in the basket. A drone will come and pick up your items, and another to bring your purchased items. Information. Item used to order item fluids. It is comparable to villager trading. Okay. But how do I get my... How do I do this? I have the emeralds, my friend. Slot interaction. Okay, slot interaction. Add one, right click. No item inventory selected. Right click an inventory with your Amadron tablet. Aha! So does that mean that I need to put my things in here and then set the item providing location? Okay. So now I would like to right click one. Okay. Information slot interaction. Not enough pressure. Darn it. Alright, I'm gonna wait for this to be full. It is quite a long time later. A couple hours, guys. I've been reading a lot in here and just trying to figure this out, and I stumbled across quite a rabbit hole here. But now we got up to 3.5 bar pressure. That's all I can get. I can't get more because that's as much as I get here. Which, before we do continue with this tablet here, I wanted to point out a few things. Plastic is going nicely now, finally. Already made... what was that? A 9 black, 9 of the cyan, and I made... Oh, the gray ones earlier for the Amadon tablet. Yeah, I forgot about that. But check it out. I added 4 more air compressors here. Because this thing here never got over 99 degrees Celsius, which was weird, because this one over here was at over like 250. It's now at 305, and this is at only 120. And I could not figure out. Then I added these 4, and then inside here, it was constantly going between 99, 98, 99. It never reached 100. And I just couldn't understand why, right? And then I did a Google image search about this refinery, and I saw somebody that had netherrack up and down on the left and the right hand side with fire. I'm like, okay. So I put a piece of netherrack down there with a fire on it, and then instantly it got hot enough. So now you guys see it's running at 117 degrees. And if you check in here, about every second I get 2 of these LPG. And there we go. It makes another one. You see, I need to get more coal here very soon. But this is finally now working. And if you listen over here, this is constantly giving off pressure. Because when you check the pipe here, I'm also understanding this better now. You see how we are at 4.5 bar here. Okay? And then about every 2 pipes, it loses 0.1. So check it out. Up here is 4.5. 4.4 already, and then this is probably 4.3, 4.3, 4.3. So there, it's not actually, this one seems to be, oh, because this one isn't using any. But over here, because it's using, check it out. We're at 4. 4, 3, 9, 3, 9, 3, 8, 3, 8. So every 2 it goes down. And down here we're at 3.5. It just doesn't get over that. So that is how far I can charge this Amadron tablet if I leave it here. If I put it over here, I could charge it to 4.3. So I gotta keep that in mind when we get to the drones and the charging. But anyways, we finally have this now. It says I ordered 1, right? So slot interaction, subtract double, sneak half, clear. So can I just click order the items in the basket? But is there some magical drone gonna come now? I don't have any drones. Do I need drones? They can't be. Oh! What? This is not my drone, guys. That is so cool. So that's just built in. It's a... And there's the other one. And that's probably gonna drop off the item. That is actually really nifty. Is it gonna come through that window again? Yes. That is so cool. And there's my thingamajiggy. Cool. So now we got this here, but let me show you guys. Let me order the next thing that I actually need to order, and that is I need one of these PCB blueprints. Oh my god, did I order the right one? That's the drill. Yes, I need one of these. Now check it out. It's all about. I need a bunch of these assembled No, I need a bunch of these printed circuit boards. I just want to show you guys real quick how I rabbit holed this backwards, right? So every one of these machines here needs one of these, right? And the recipe for that says it is this. So I already made all of these. But now in order to make this unassembled PCB, I need to have this already to make this, right? So I can use these machines. But there's also a way to put it into etching acid. But you see, this is an empty PCB without that life bar underneath it, right? And then when you check that out, it is pressure chamber. There we go. UV light box. You need to make a UV light box and put one of those in there, and then it takes about 10 minutes to make one of them. Now, I know I'm gonna need one of these here. Okay, so I'm gonna order one. There we go, bam. So these drones can do their thing. Because I looked into here more, printed circuit boards, okay? It shows you here that you can make it in the assembly line. Oh, wait a second. There are 2 ways to make it. You can throw the empty PCB in the assembly line, which will be lasered, okay? Or you can develop a PCB chemically by throwing it in a UV light box and then etch it in etching acid. Wait a second. Assembly line? Yes. So we need to take this and put it in a UV light box, then we get this one, and then we can throw this one in etching acid to get our whatever, this thing here. No, that's a failed one. This one right here. I guess I haven't done it. Maybe if we do it once, it's gonna make more sense. So there's the second one. Now, the other thing is, like I said, I need to make this acid. Where is it? Not gasoline. It's right here. Etching acid. And the way we make this is 2 spider eyes, a bucket of water, 2 green plastic, 2 rotten flesh, and 2 gunpowder in here. Okay? I only have 6 spider eyes. So I'm hoping that this etching acid is going to be reusable. That this is not a one-time thing. So let me get 2 of these. We put that in here, that, 2 of these, and a bucket of water. Okay, so let's get this going. And the other thing was... Oh yes, I need to make this UV light box here. Let me go into my crafting table. That's what I needed that PCB blueprint for. So let's make that thing. I have everything for that. And apparently this also... With this machine, you can expose empty PCB to UV light. The longer you expose the PCB, the higher the chance that the PCB will be successfully etched. Aha. So, this is complicated. Right, is there a certain side I need to pump it in? No. Okay. So I need to put that into here and then, I don't know, 10 minutes later or something we take it out. Can I put you here? Pressure 0. No. Maybe it needs to be pressurized from above. Try it here. What? Where do I put the pressure in here, my friend? What is going on? Above? Alright. Okay, so now it's double connected. That's not what I wanted. I'm not gonna jump up there. That's just crazy. Okay, that's no problem. Give me my wrench. We're gonna reroute this here real quick. Okay, so I know I'm wasting a lot of air, but oh well. There we go. So now I can put my valve thingy. Let's put that right up there. And now we can take this thing. I just didn't want it to be double connected, guys. That's all. Right there. Okay, so now we'll put this in here. Is there any indicator? Etch success chance 1%, 2%. Alright, we did it. How are we doing in here? My etching thing is here. Let's get that out. I always try to do this as quick as possible. And I can add this also to the filter. So if I ever need to make another one. And then my thing was, let's take this block out. I do want to double check real quick. Right here. Etching acid is used to chemically develop PCB. When you have a PCB that is exposed to yada yada, be etched for 5 minutes. You can pick it up while it's being etched to see the progress. You'll have to pick it up as a matter of fact to prevent despawning. Seems like when you have another thing to automate. Okay. After these 5 minutes, the empty yada yada yada. Okay, good. So I'm hoping that I can reuse this. I'm gonna say yes. But here is that etching acid. And just to make sure, I'm gonna just clock it off like that because I don't know if this is gonna hurt me or not. And I'm gonna wait this out, guys, once it's there. And then I'm gonna toss it into that water and an acid, and then we'll see what happens. So I just took it out of that etching acid here, and it shows etching process 95%. And you saw there was none of the circuits on it yet, so I'm wondering if this is gonna change the look, because it is supposed to turn into this. And yep, I just saw it. Okay, so this works. That is a long process, and luckily we don't need to make any more of this etching acid. Or maybe it's, used up after a couple. And now we can make our first printed circuit board. All that to make one of these. That is pretty bananas. So that means that I'm gonna have to make probably 5 more of these at least. Well, minus 6, 9 more of these, 9 more of these, and so on. But I'm going to do that all between episodes, guys. That is it for today. I thought that we're gonna get further, but this is quite a rabbit hole. And we also set up our little solar power and lamps out here. I'm very happy how this turned out. Next time, I don't know if we're gonna maybe take a break from this and do something else. I would really like to get started up on the mansion. We're gonna have to build. I would like to lay a railroad track up there. Let me show you guys what I've explored so far. The option right here. You guys see a long, narrow stretch that comes up to right here. and then takes a west turn to go up the mountain right there. And let me just run it off here real quick so you guys can see. Because, like I said, I would like to get started up there, but I don't want to have to run up there every time. So I want to lay some railroad tracks up there, and we have plenty of steel. So I don't know if I have a rolling machine. I think I do. Yeah, if not, then we'll just make one and hook that up to some simple power. Right here, it takes a left. And then you guys see it goes up the mountain here. I wanted to have a direct route and not a lot of diagonal things. And up here, and then it goes right into the center of the mansion. And lots of work to do there. Also, another thing I noticed here I wanted to show you also. You cannot attack these ends. I tried everything. And when they stand still for a while, they grow a bunch of trees and all this stuff here. You guys see all these different things that are all this barley and flowers, and there's a bunch of these clusters of poppies and so on. That's what these guys are doing. I mean, it's kind of nice, but I definitely would not want to have one of them in my base, because then it's just gonna keep regrowing everything. So today we got the basics out of the way from Pneumaticraft with the printed circuits, which it's quite a lot of work, but I'm gonna, you know, make enough of them so we can make all this assembly line stuff, and then it should hopefully be easier. And I would really like to, now that we saw these drones fly earlier, which was awesome, I would love to get a drone going that goes over to the tree farm and brings wood. I've been keep running over there on foot, of course, and picking up the oak wood that our lumberjack is making us by hand, and I'm gonna keep doing that to make sure we have a nice surplus. Yeah, it's always about a stack and something I pick up from here. And then I'll bring it back, because I want to make sure that all this keeps going. Hope you enjoyed the episode. There was a lot of rambling here in the end. Sorry about that. But I'm excited that we got this done, this circuit board. And it's a lot of fun for me. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. I'll talk to you in the next one. Take care. Stay safe. And bye-bye.